This NFL Props Week 16 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rebet, a new social sports book available in 45 states. Download Rebet in your app store and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And of course, make sure to enter the SGPN College Football Playoff Challenge. Free to join and $1,000 grand prize. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFP to enter today.
I pity the fool that don't listen to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Arrgh.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Well, let me be the first to say hello, Chevy Bra.
Oh yes, Chevy Bra in the chat saying first time catching a live show. Shout out to you in the chat, and perfect time because joining us live in studio to talk NFL props. You know, you love him. CJ Sullivan, aka the man in the box. What's happening, CJ?
What's up, fellas? Here we are, right before the holidays. Last prop show before the holidays, right?
Yeah. We're still figuring out the schedule next week, but with Christmas being Wednesday,
Christmas may have cut the prop show next week. We'll see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to start off with a business meeting.
No, I mean essentially, Sean and I were talking about how to do as little as possible on Christmas week.
Yeah. We'll still
I feel like we've gotten to the point where our audience would actually commend us for doing it. We would get the whole like, wow, it's very brave of you to not
hear us
work less. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some props in the NFL show, but I don't know if we'll have time for a full NFL props episode. But
either way,
I mean,
it's holiday season is what I meant to say. I didn't mean to bring the whole thing of the work schedule. I don't know why I went that route.
No, it's all right.
It's perfect.
It's all right.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this week of props. Some teams have been eliminated, some haven't. We get some. It's a nice time for some backups that we had deep on our best ball list to maybe pop their head up. Ryan, some fun matchups.
Yeah, finally that knowledge from back in May when you're drafting guys who are never going to sniff hopefully they sniff the field in that 15, 16, 17 window. Well, we made it there.
Well, and a lot of pressure because Jeremy in the chat says I have a gigantic rash under my undercarriage, hoping I win some coin to afford some nice cream.
All right.
Well, Jeremy, I did you a favor by not reading your last name on air.
Did we used to have a sponsorship for a jock itch or something like that? Some kind of we had a lot of genital focused
you want
sponsors.
me to give I'll give some actual advice right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Would 100% if you are into not having your junk feel like it's being hit with a blowtorch as you're walking on a hot humid day in a tropical area, highly recommend Gold Bond makes a stick. You rub that all over your junk and whatever. Let's say you're going on a beach walk. You're going to a beach location. You plan on walking on the beach, maybe with your lady friend.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're protected. So to this guy, obviously, it won't fix the fact that he's already there, but in the future, you want to make sure you lube that shit up. It's like WD-40 for your dick and balls.
I do like the.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
I like the, and they were a sponsor. I think it was Allbirds. Ryan, is that it, or is that the shoes?
It's one of those brands that reps the idea of being like completely
People love all
friction free.
No, sorry, bird dogs, the shorts.
Oh,
That's what it was. Well, because I always get them confused.
close.
No, I was just gonna say those are completely two different companies because Allbirds is a popular,
popular shoe,
progressive shoe. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And people like it's environmental friendly. It's like a big people like Allbirds a lot.
Yeah.
But bird dog jock strap or whatever.
Bird dog shorts, and we had them as a sponsor.
Yes.
I'll give them a free plug. Those are awesome because you don't wear boxers or underwear with them, and they have the liner built into the shorts, which I thought like, oh, I wouldn't like it, but once you use one of those, you never go back. Those shorts are great. So, free plug to you. All right, enough about jocks.
So funny.
There is a serious conversation about what this guy should do with this rash in the chat. YouTube.com/sportsgambling-podcast. Get in.
Just get some fresh out. That always makes it better.
There's some bird dogging in you.
Yeah. So lube it up, get it nice and cool, maybe some ice.
Come in and give Jeremy some advice. We're gonna give you guys some advice on some props and bonus Saturday first touchdown props as well.
I was thinking about how the Barstool guys, when they were talking about at some point they were planning a thing called Dude Fest.
Yeah.
And one of the events was like guys just come on stage and show an ailment, and everyone in the room gets to be the doctor.
That's funny.
And help them cure it. I figure that's what the chat's literally doing right now.
Yeah, it's groupthink at its finest. Let's save Jeremy.
You know how we can all raise to the level of having doctor knowledge?
I mean,
pretending to all be doctors.
well, we're laughing, but like 3 weeks from now, it's like, hey guys, you may have remembered Jeremy from the chat. Unfortunately, he did have a super serious thing going on. He has gangrene.
That is the scary
something.
thing about internet friends.
Yeah.
Like when they disappear, it's like,
Right.
maybe they just stopped connecting to the internet, or maybe
Jeremy just never got it taken care of.
He's either gotten his life together or it's completely fallen apart. No, there's no in between.
Especially our audience, it's like,
You know I'm a degenerate.
it's like, he's made some healthy lifestyle choices. Doesn't enjoy the show.
he's
None of that
like
here.
AK's wife made him stop watching.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk some picks, some props. Kramer, get us started. What is your first NFL prop for Week 16?
All right. Do you want me to get started with a mortal lock?
Yeah, only mortal.
We were
odds.
promised during rehearsal.
Yeah, Ryan was. Ryan's like a peacock at a peacock at the zoo, and it's just like, oh hey guys, CJ and I are in the lab, figuring it out. And Kramer's like, oh, you guys can't wait to hear my mortal locks.
There's a lot of meta game, kind of like fantasy football draft when you put some needling shots. Just get people thinking about their picks, you know.
Well, CJ, you played poker for a long time, right? You got to lay the foundation away from the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where you set them up. I just was warning you guys that some mortal locks were coming to the show, and that you might want to plan accordingly. Well, we know that our guy Jameis Winston is being put down temporarily.
R.I.P.
And they're replacing him with DTR, who really, as much as we wanted him to be successful, being a UCLA guy, he hasn't really at any point showed anything in the National Football League. I mean, he was making us consider PJ Walker still.
It's what the haters think Jalen Hurts is. DTR.
I mean, everything connects back to you have all the yarn ties back to one thumbtack on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Rare
people
breed.
don't respect him. People shouldn't respect DTR because he's not good.
But it feels like you're disrespecting Jalen Hurts, comparing him to DTR in this way.
How so?
Well, I didn't bring it up.
No, I said what your description of DTR is a guy who can only run and can't throw the ball. That's what the media thinks of Jalen Hurts.
I think some people will your haters will hear this and be like, "Wow, he's projecting right now."
No,
you took a completely harmless comment about DTR and crowbarred in Jalen Hurts. That's how the haters will see.
No, there's just a lot of disrespect on Jalen Hurts right now. I listened to it all last week, and no one's walking back their takes. I'm not getting a lot of I was wrong DMs from the haters.
You're intimidated by my mortal lock. You have to step all over it. So
what
is Jalen Hurts?
What is your mortal lock? DTR
I was
rushing
getting
yards.
the part that DTR is now playing. And if you go back and look at the games that DTR has played over the last couple seasons, something very interesting stands out. The amount of targets that Jerome Ford got in every one of those games. Jerome Ford, the minimum targets he got in DTR games was 5. Wow. Basically getting 6 or 7 a game. His catch prop is 2.5. Smash the over. You're going to have to pay a little juice. That's why it's a mortal lock. So the 2.5s minus 150, minus 170, the 3.5s plus 125. So if whichever way you want to play it, you probably won't have an option, I'm guessing, unless you can ladder. Not many places offer the ladder on receiving props. So we'll talk more about Jerome Ford later, but we start with the reception props. He is going to get 6 or 7 targets in this game from DTR. That's what DTR does in every game. In a lot of these games, he was a timeshare piece, not the guy. And I think we fully expect him to get a bulk of the snap share this weekend with the injury situation in Cleveland. So Jerome Ford over 2.5 receptions.
Quick update. Would you like a mybookie.ag?
What's their number?
Reception ladder. Jerome Ford.
Yeah. What do you got?
Give me his 5. What? Yeah. Give me the ladder. Go all the way up.
You tell me what you want.
No, just start reading it. Go 4.5, 4.5, 5.
All right,
6.
all right, RJ Bell. Let me get to it. Jesus, I'm trying to. All right, to get 5 receptions, a 4.5. That's plus 234 here.
Okay.
All right, 5.5 receptions, 6 receptions, plus 449. You got 2 more legs you can go up to. 7 receptions, plus 878.
Oh wow.
And if you want to go all the way, get that kitty. 8 receptions. Jerome Ford to get 8 receptions plus 1775.
Yeah. So I have a lot. Well, let's. That might be a bonus ladder right there. But
are you worried at all that your prop relies on DTR completing passes?
No, it's the exact kind of.
Right.
It's the check down stuff, Sean. It's the exact kind of stuff.
I know. I'm just saying. That would be my only concern. I agree that he is a guy who's going to check it down, but he also 51% for his
7
career.
catches on 7 targets, 6 catches on 7 targets. Let me see a couple more here.
No, I like the angle.
5 catches on 5 targets, 5 catches on 6 targets. These are all the DTR games with Jerome Ford. And like I was saying, most of these games, he was a piece, not the guy. So, mortal lock. Lock it up.
CJ, what do you got? What is your first prop?
Well, I'll start off since we're starting. I'll do the theme of locks. Since we'll start off with the since we got an already lock out there.
Mortal locks.
This is a
like my life's on this.
Sure, this is a mortal lock, but this is my mortal lock every week. This isn't something. This isn't something I search for.
Come on.
This isn't something I search for.
It's a system.
But when I do the concert and the band and the crowd yells "Freebird," I'm going to play it off the top. I want to get it out of the way so I can do the soft stuff from the new album that I like.
Nice.
All right, so this is a system, and not only that, the NFL is scheduled beautifully. Get your Saturday morning or afternoon, depending on time zone what you're in, off to the right start. This is the prop I give out every week that hits at by halftime every single week, and that's Carr Farbarn, the kicker for the Houston Texans.
Lock it up.
Just lock it up. Over 1.5 field goals made. I mean, this doesn't even reach the second half every single week. This has only not hit twice all season.
They're so bad at scoring touchdowns.
They're so bad at scoring touchdowns. He's the best kicker in football. He's going against Harrison Butker, who he probably wants to one up. You know, he's been
little mental edge.
Mental edge. I mean, sure, there's a little bit of elements in Kansas City. It doesn't matter. He drills them from everywhere.
What's the juice? Like, I feel like they haven't adjusted the juice.
They have not adjusted juice. At one point, it went up to around 190, 180 before. Then it came back down as we were all over it. That's when I parlayed on Monday. It's still at minus 135,
very playable.
Very playable.
Very affordable
for a bet that'll be over for us by 10 in the morning on Saturday.
In this economy,
I mean,
it'll be great.
Yeah.
And you can just take that immediately, put it in on Underdog Fantasy. And shout out to I think Hef the Ref on Twitter. He was reminding me about the streaks on Underdog, where if you get like 10 in a row or 11 in a row, you can get up to 1,000 to 1. And he's got like 9 of them. And Thursday Night Football could be his 10th, 11th. I don't want to jinx it, but he got me inspired to get a little streak going myself.
Thursday Night Football is in the future. That's a good way to put it.
Super fun. Way to get down there. All right. Love the Fairbairn, CJ. As
It's
always.
becoming my brand. People hit me on X last week. Once it hit, you know what I mean?
It is funny. Like once you kind of put it out there,
right.
like I feel like I'm
thing.
still getting tweets about Tim Patrick getting a touchdown, even though was it 2.5 weeks ago, Ryan, where he hit Tim Patrick 2 touchdowns, 60-1.
He was a great story in the preseason. I remember because he came back from like terrible injuries and like it's illnesses and whatnot. He was like he was the great comeback story for Denver fans. Loved him. Then Sean Payton just cuts him, just to be an absolute real jerk move. But if that didn't happen, if the Lions didn't skip, he wouldn't have been in an offense like that. For the Lions to get you that 2 touchdown, look at how one doors opens and the windows.
Kind of feels like a comeback player of the year.
I mean, for sure, I have a ticket on him.
CJ's got the market cornered, Ryan. Comeback player of the year. All right, my first prop. I'm going to go to the Bears-Lions game. I was looking for a way to exploit the injuries on the Lions side with all these linebackers going out, the D-line going out. The Caleb Williams rushing yards kind of piqued my interest against the Aaron Glenn defense, but it's at 31.5, a little high. He also seemed kind of hesitant to run. He's also laying on the bench all crooked and like agony and pain. I don't really want a part of that. What I do want is DeAndre Swift getting a couple dump downs in the passing game. His over receiving yards is 10.5. So this is a way to attack the Lions not having their linebackers. Caleb not excited to run. Give me DeAndre Swift over 10.5 receiving yards. All it takes is 1, maybe 2 catches, and he's got this. So yeah, give me DeAndre Swift with the receiving yards. Kramer, what's your next prop?
All right, you want to talk about Michael Penix?
Sure.
What are they doing, Sean? 227 passing yards. That's like 30 yards more than Jalen Hurts this weekend. Where are they setting this number?
Yeah,
there's only 8 quarterbacks I think that have a higher number this weekend than Michael Penix.
Well,
what are we doing? Sean, you even said it. Okay, they're going to lean on their running game. He's not going to have to make a lot of plays. They could still win this game easily because the Giants are ass. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
227.5.
Yeah. It does feel high. Now, but Ryan, read who is starting for the Giants secondary. I think that's probably what's driving this number.
Well, Penix is a deep ball kind of guy too, as well.
I've heard the talk about his deep ball accuracy. He's also a not super athletic guy. The only thing that has any sort of pop on this Giants team is the pass rush, and we have no idea what Michael Penix is. He could fucking suck. They didn't want to play him. Kirk Cousins has been sucking for like 5 games now. Anyway, this is more just I hear what you're saying about the second. You can say anything you want. The fact that he is like passing total number 9 this week, that's not correct.
Yeah, that feels high for a guy making
that's
his
not
first
correct.
NFL start. And their offense didn't. Certainly, Kirk Cousins deserved a lot of the blame for the offense, but it's their offense
Kyle
in general
Pitts has been wide open. Just what the fuck? If only he could get the ball.
How did so many people who follow me not understand I was being sarcastic when I said this is the quarterback change Kyle Pitts needs to jumpstart his career? And everyone's like, I don't know, maybe not.
By judging by the reaction in the last 3 minutes there, I mean, if I didn't know any better, it seemed like Sean was pulling an elaborate prank by getting in your computer and adjusting those numbers just to see a number get you that emotional and upset.
Now
it's very upset. It's a personal attack.
It was so much. I pulled out the full. I searched out a full board where I could sort passing yard props this weekend to see who was. He's got a higher number than Geno Smith. He's got so Sam Darnold's one of the guys. Jaden Daniels has a lower number. Jalen Hurts has a lower number. Sean, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, the dome you're talking about.
Well, and Jaden Daniels, who looks to be some people's rookie of the year for the offense, his first game, and arguably got off to the best start and has played the best as the rookie quarterback.
What did he do?
He got 226.
Oh, that remind me, is that over or under 227?
I'm helping you out saying Jaden Daniels, who
Sean,
had a lot of garbage.
Josh Allen, 238.5.
Sorry. I misread it. It was 184. It was 184.
I mean, I don't know. It just feels like these guys don't know ball.
It sounds offensive.
It sounds like these guys don't know ball. It's the same. I mean, all right. So here's a very Jordan Love.
We got to do one more loop on it.
Jordan Love is 230. I hate Jordan Love. There's no, and he's in the fucking elements, but there's no fucking way they should have the same number. We're gonna look back on the Michael Penix yardage prop as one of the worst price props.
I will definitely remember it.
This is a Jake Paul Tyson odds remembrance of missed opportunity if we don't shove on the under Michael Penix passing yards.
This is one of the
CJ, what do you got? Mike, I dare you to take Michael Penix over. I
want to allot my time back to the honorable Ryan Kramer to put more
also a mortal
emotion,
lock. Right. Fucking mortal lock. I'm dying twice on Sunday.
I am looking at some Penix numbers now, but I do have some future Penix numbers I'll put them. But that's just a tease.
I am saying, CJ, you'll appreciate this. I do have a rookie of the year on Michael Penix.
So you're hedging.
Might be terrible. Might be terrible. That's a counter correlation. Yeah. Your Falcons' most losses in the season, but Penix rookie of the year.
Just in case.
If you could have parlayed that, that's beautiful.
Just in case.
Well, I'm all positive this week here. I have no unders actually here.
Unders are kind of bad vibes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like playing against the roller and craps. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. But this game we were talking about also during rehearsal, a game I'm much more interested in than that horrible Miami San Francisco game is this Jacksonville Raider game. What a fun game this is going to be out in Las Vegas. I love a lot of these props in here. Anytime you want to go against that Jacksonville secondary, I always lock in on. You always got to lock in on that. And the greatest. This is not a. He's never a ladder possibility for me, but he's the best over prop ladder. Highest floor guy, Jacoby Myers. It's at 64.5 yards. Now AOC is going to be coming back in there. I love AOC coming back in there.
Back from the dead.
He was in an air cast, carted off 10 days ago. But why? Because he needs a job. And his job, you're not going to get that in the training room, with
the tank squad, the NBA culture guys are like, why is he coming? Why is he doing this?
Right. He's trying to earn a living.
Imagine trying to explain this to Joel Embiid.
How dare you?
He has passion.
He has a serious sinus injury.
Can't believe we let that guy play for our national team.
Side note. Now, Jacoby Myers, here's his last 4 games. Now, last week with Desmond Ridder at quarterback, he still had 5 for 59 yards, and that was his worst by far. Before that, he had 7 for 67, 6 for 97, 10 for 121. I mean, he is their only go-to guy as number 1 receiver. Trey Tucker's obviously a deep guy besides Brock Bowers. Also, side note for your guy, I know you guys are big Mike Smith fans here. For him to start Desmond Ridder 14 games last year in Atlanta, that should be
Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith. I'm sorry. The offensive coordinator who was the head coach of the Falcons.
Sean was way ahead of it.
He should be in jail. For playing when the Falcons go through that.
I was Arthur Smith I was out on. Desmond Ridder I was out on. Well, everyone.
Good Lord.
It just started with hearing a ass full of fantasy people tell me Desmond Ridder has to be an upgrade over Marcus Mariota. And I kept going, no, he doesn't have to be. They can both be shitty quarterbacks. Yeah. And Kirk Cousins, not an upgrade over Desmond Ridder that much. Like, let's be real.
Absolutely.
Especially when you factor in the contract.
We had the people
trying to defend the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins and drafting Michael Penix.
Smart move.
Like, a lot of people were killing the Packers for drafting Jordan Love when had completely different scenarios. You're drafting him the same year you're bringing in Kirk Cousins.
Well, yeah.
Also, you're paying Kirk Cousins all that money coming off a horrible Achilles injury. So okay, I'm fine with the idea of
Sean's
investing in the
I love
quarterback.
it. I love the anger at the trolls, at the numbers.
Well, they act like there's so much smart.
No, you're right.
See, you dumb plebes, you don't actually understand. And there was even at the time, and now people are trying to say it again. Like it was actually a pretty smart, savvy move. We see this with good franchises. It's like no, nothing about the Falcons are a good franchise.
And that's back when you could bench a rookie quarterback for 3 years or something. Like when the Titans drafted McNair and had Chris Chandler for 4 years playing or something.
This is purely just everyone ever since Thomas Dimitroff or whoever the fuck shamed the entire world into Raheem Morris getting a job. Of course, they're going to be nice to him.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
good point.
They were really invested in Raheem Morris. All right, I got a prop from the Jags game before we do. Shout out to mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Get you a 100% deposit match up to $1,000.
You know I'm a degenerate.
Well, then I'm sure Mike Tomlin has a mybookie.ag account. I'm sure he used the promo code SGPN. Got himself a 100% match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply on the deposit bonus there with the rollover. Lightning fast payout. You get it very quick, right back into your crypto wallet. And the prop builder is awesome. The live betting, very easy to use, great on mobile. It is, and you can use it anywhere. So that's super. If you're traveling this holiday season, you're worried, can't access my one account. No, that's why it's good to have mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is available. I know 45. I double checked. It might be 48 states.
Wow.
Sorry, Idaho and Nevada. No Rebet for you, but everyone else. Open up the App Store, type in Rebet, get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Only if you use our promo code SGPN. That is Rebet in the App Store, 100% deposit match up to $100. Shout out to Glenn in the chat pointing out that Kirk Cousins made $14 million per win this year. That's a hell of a check if you can.
Yeah.
And
good work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Don't
and
be Jay.
him going out with the 11 completion win and then getting benched after a win, I think is the most humiliating thing that can happen in the NFL.
Yeah. I think the bet detective needs to look into it, but I don't think the coaching staff pulled this trigger.
You don't think so? I don't know.
It's just it would. All right. So I want to say it was last week. I was reading through the Falcons stuff that I normally read through. And usually what leads me to watching a press conference is that I'll read a note. I'll then click on the article from the beat reporter, and then that will take me, if I'm still interested, to watch something. And it was later whenever the head coach does the availability, and obviously lying or not, flat out, like, we're not making a change as long as we're hunting the playoffs. So that hasn't changed.
Okay. Yeah. I think it was the coaching staff.
And it was one game, which was completely in line with all the other shit he had been putting out there.
No, I think if you listen to the film people, how he wasn't even like, there was no movement in the pocket.
Okay.
He was a complete statue. And right after the game, they asked him, is Kirk Cousins still the starting quarterback? And Raheem Morris is like, I'm not making any guarantees. So there was no time for him to talk to management. Would be my counter on that. I think he's played so bad they had to make a change. I don't think they wanted to.
That.
Yeah.
I don't think they were dying.
That's my point.
Right.
So yeah, I guess sure maybe they just had to out of desperation, but
because I think they do want to try and win the playoffs, and I think they realize they're losing the locker room if they're not playing them.
The bet detective does not buy the story that Michael Penix was at Costco getting a hot dog.
Is that like a Costco plug that he worked in there?
He worked a Costco plug and the Costco dog thing. Like, that's too memeable. That's too like, okay,
Very
get
memeable.
out of here.
He's just like us.
All right, get out of here with that.
The prop I like in the Jags Raiders game is their tight end Brenton Strange, who did get a little banged up, should be okay for Sunday. Over 35.5 receiving yards. Raiders are 4th in the league as far as yards given up to the tight end receiving. He's coming off a game where he was 11 for 73. And we got cocky McCorkle Jones. Mac Jones is cocky. He's signaling for first downs, running the ball,
doing the Riz.
And I mean, Strange, I think had.
He's so in.
I'll double check his targets, but
12.
It was 12 targets. It's insane.
I mean,
all over the middle, and that's what Mac Jones. Yeah, that's what Mac Jones likes to do.
Back in his hometown, high school. He's got the high school.
Mac Jones grew up in Vegas.
No, I'm just saying in general in Jacksonville. He's like fully vibed right now.
Yeah, he's what Minshew wished. He's probably sleeping in Minshew's van. So 11 catches off 12 targets. If he plays, I think you got to smash it once again. So yeah, smash! I'm pissed I didn't ladder him last week because he was on my short list and just didn't get there. So I'm annoyed. Maybe I'm chasing here, but against this Raiders defense, I still think it's a good play on the.
I mean, it's a chase, but Evan Ingram's on IR. Why would it change? You know, I don't.
Yeah, it's just him and Brian Thomas.
Right.
Seems like a pretty simple formula. Kramer, what do you got? Give us another prop.
Only one
Winners
team
only.
in the National Football League has allowed more catches and touchdowns to the tight end than this team. Sean, care to guess?
So catches
second to worst at giving up touchdowns and catches to the tight end.
So,
second to worst.
Second to worst.
So touchdowns, I'm pretty sure that's the Panthers. I don't know. I think Panthers and Chiefs are up there. So you're saying this is the second worst?
I want to say Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yes, I'll ride with CJ.
The Colts.
Colts. Okay.
I like where this is going already.
Well, you know what? Yeah, and damn it for not playing the Broncos tight ends last week, because Adkins got one, and so did Troutman.
Chigs anytime, Sean.
No, don't tempt me, Ryan. Don't do it.
Plus 460.
What?
He's been sitting on the. One of my pending season-long underdog slips is 2.5, and he caught one the first drive, and I was fist pumping. I'm like, "This is the Will Levis Chigo Conquo season we dreamed of." And then he caught one randomly. Might have been against I don't know, maybe the Giants. He broke one, and now it's been nothing. So I hope he hits it.
I mean, again, and this, I have a feeling this is one of those where it's gonna move. Like I'm already seeing DK 380, Blue Book 460. Again, the matchup makes sense. We've seen him open, and then you want the third pillar.
Sure.
When Mason Rudolph has been in the game, Chig gets targeted a lot. And a lot of think last week, what happened when Mason Rudolph in the game comes in the game, all of a sudden Chig's back in. So we're gonna finally, this is the week, Sean. And I think for those who tune into the VSiN show, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Chig will be my 2 touchdown play on the VSiN show.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Well, what do you think? What is Chig 2 touchdowns parlayed with Indy minus 3.5? Because that could be a fun. Work that one up.
If maybe some of us are on the Titans.
Yeah, no, but I might be playing that for my. I might replace my DJ only.
Your indentured servant over here. Go fetch me.
Fetch
me a parlay.
You're my SGP surf. Yes, SGP surf. Go find me a bucket of Chig and the Colts.
Wow.
Be careful.
Yeah, we're getting loose with the language.
Yeah, be careful.
CJ, what do you got?
Well, I had an anytime touchdown here that was kind of almost. It was only small plus money, but now Kramer's kind of got me jealous.
Oh no!
I might want to juice it up a little bit because I was already doing audible. So my D-Gen parlay, and I was gonna give out Alexander Madison, but he's only plus 110 for what touchdown. But he's a nice anytime, and we're already on that game. So I'll just throw it, like throwing it out there. It's not
just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion. Jacksonville has given up 5 rushing touchdowns last 4 games, but here's a better anytime touchdown, much juicier. I'm looking at plus 270 right now at mybookie.ag. He's already been discussed in this game. But a man who cannot throw the ball, but does run the ball for a team that just lost their main back, Nick Chubb. DTR is plus 270 for ATD against an horrendous Bengals defense that will. I mean, if they're going to score, it will be DTR. And we see what he does inside of 20. He is trying to run and score the ball.
He's in preseason mode all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, that's because that's normally what he plays.
Right.
He doesn't. He's got one mode preseason. You know how they always talk about the guy. He's got one mode.
Yes.
That's what DTR has.
Who's the Patriots quarterback? The guy who can throw the ball 100 yards. He went to Tennessee.
Oh, Milton. Joe Milton.
Yeah.
Joe Milton.
I would love a Milton DTR matchup if we can get that.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt, CJ.
Yeah.
Chig 2 touchdowns, -3.5, 120-1.
Wow.
Chig 1 touchdown, -3.5, 10-1.
Wait, it's Colts -3.5.
Yeah.
Counter. All right, I'll have the counter.
If you want the 2 touchdowns with the Titans,
Yeah,
I would assume we go
Titans money line. Yeah,
then.
for sure.
That's only 55.
Oh, not
see?
worth getting out of bed.
Yeah, that
barely worth.
I knew CJ's betting boner
So I
just
would-
completely went flaccid
Right.
there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. You're better off. You're actually probably better off taking the points. That's how
All
sad
right.
it is.
For me, my next prop, and this is courtesy of Rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get you signed up over there. Get you a 7-day free trial. Great picks, great props. Build your own model. NFL, NBA, college hoops.
You love that rhythm.
Yes, I do, Ryan. I love all our sponsors. You can get the 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Great for helping you out with some props. One of their props that they like, that I liked because I looked it up and crunched my numbers. My numbers match theirs. Kendrick Bourne over 18.5 receiving yards, 5 games in a row. He's hit it. I think there's going to be a lot of garbage time for the Pats. 22 targets his last 5 games. There's not a ton going on for this Patriots passing game, but I kind of think game script of the Bills getting out to an early lead and the Pats, coming back, hanging around by throwing the ball, by Bills sitting back in a soft zone, a team that's let up 86 points in the past 2 games, and a lot of that was garbage against the Lions.
His offenses were a little bit better though.
So you have the Lions and Rams rated higher than the Pats offense?
Slightly. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so I just
but
throw that out there.
I'm not asking him to put up 42 points. I'm asking Kendrick Bourne to get 19 receiving yards. So yes, it's it's not apples to apples. It's a much lower bar for them to hop over. So give me the Bourne over 18.5 receiving yards.
All right. Kendrick Bourne, I did not think we'd be talking about. Be completely honest.
Well, that's because you're not on rhythm, Ryan. You got to get your rhythm going.
Well, now I feel jealous, and now I'm gonna get a. Oh, actually, this is a beautiful trend. Is it my turn to talk?
It is. Yeah. What's your prop?
Perfect. Because I just noticed that Rhythm also likes one of my props.
Really?
Yeah, that's wild. Not
Okay.
just you.
That's great.
Just not just you. Also me. Sean, you've kind of been a fan of this guy. You like the Bucks. We were just talking about the Falcons' playoff chances. Well, it runs through the Bucks and Bucky Irving. He's been fun.
Yeah.
He's been a fun player, and more importantly, he's had some really nice outputs. You look at his last 4 games, 3 yards against the Raiders. We know why, but 152 before that, 88, and then 73 against the Niners. His rushing total this week is 52.5. Explain this to me. They're going against the Cowboys, who have not been good against the run.
They've not been good defensively, period. But
Right.
yes,
This offense has been using a lot of multiple tight end sets to pound the rock, and he's had some explosive runs in him. I mean, he had a 43 yarder against the Panthers. He had a 56 yarder against the Giants. I love this over 52.5 here. This, and you could put a pencil around this in terms of the player I might suggest for an underdog entry later. A Bucky Irving angle.
well, Ryan, I'm going to hop in and stay in that Tampa Bay game. And in honor of Dick Puncher, who I'm sure wants to give this out on the pregame show. It's -110.
What?
Mike Evans, anytime touchdown. And you have the narrative
Let me note that down.
of Baker going out of his, so he has a $3 million incentive. He needs like 180 receiving yards, but part of it is he needs one more touchdown.
He went to Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, you got Baker, the homecoming aspect of this. Let me see, and I'm sure you can find a little. Oh, sorry. You know what? Call it +105.
Oh, you find a better number.
Yeah, I was
doing some last minute shopping. Sean, it's holiday season.
Oh, thank you. Got the better number thanks to the Delhi Llama here.
Now, let me get the best number for you right now.
So Mike Evans against this Cowboys secondary plus 105 is crazy. I also, and stay tuned to the VSiN show, might be messing with the Baker rushing touchdown because they're the worst in the league at allowing rushing quarterbacks to score. Bryce Young got one. I'm kicking myself for not playing it last week. So probably we'll come back to Baker as well. But Mike Evans, you're getting plus money in this economy all day on Mike Evans. Like the spot. It is a smash play indeed. CJ, I jumped your turn there, but what do we got?
That's all right. No, that was exciting. I love that.
Sean loves Bucks. Good Bucks talk.
I do like the Bucks.
Big Gasparilla guy.
It disappointed me to go against them last week, and I paid the consequence.
And by the way, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about it earlier, but a couple places are offering Michael Penix season total props for the yards. 750 plus 200. These are yes only. 1,035 to 1. Like. What are we doing? What are we doing?
35 to 1.
Why are we dragging this guy through the mud?
Who else do they got on their schedule? Giants. He's good for 400 there.
Do they have a Panthers game left? I think they do.
At Commanders. Commanders don't have a great secondary. And then the Panthers at home.
No, what are we doing?
CJ, let's get in on this.
Dark horse to win Rookie of the Year.
No, I'm not touching Michael Penix. I am interested to see what he looks like against this Giants defense.
Would that be like pulling a Flacco for Rookie of the Year, like the last 4 game situation?
Comeback player of the year.
Yeah. All you need is a final month. Get these writers excited. He's an old man too. Penix, right? He's like 35 or something like that. 32.
He had 2 college careers.
Right. I saw him at the Rose Bowl, and that was before he was even Indiana. I mean, after Indiana, Washington, but that was like 3 years ago. It seems like when I watched my Washington light up UCLA.
Well, that's like when you see the side by sides of Cam Rising and unrelated to this, Cam Rising, Trevor Lawrence in the same same high school class.
Amazing.
What?
Cam Rising's like
that's like Diego Pavia coming back to school for another year. It's getting so great.
Sarkisian had a comment today about he's not happy.
You mean 28, 29-year-olds? Why? That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, we never really figured out semi-professional football.
Right.
Sure, we have the spring football, but why not?
Yeah, you're getting paid like a pro coach. Why are you getting upset? These guys are gonna be a little older.
CJ, what do you got? What's
speaking of dead Rookie of the Year tickets,
no.
I of course proclaimed last week here. Part of my reason for betting Xavier Legette, and I was still happy with it. I don't mind looking at it because he makes me smile. Was that the writers would, if he was just in the discussion,
fun guy to sound clips, interview, talk to,
he would have won all the votes. But he probably will not be even playing this week. He got injured and he has not practiced all week. He's trending the wrong way.
So what would he? His hand, it was like got caught in a coon trap. Like what? Oh dang! I was trying to pull the coon out of the trap.
No way to talk about his girlfriend.
I know this is twice now. We're gonna lose with the language. I definitely don't think we could say coon for sure.
Because we're not from the country.
We're not from the country, right?
Raccoon,
right? It just comes raccoon. We have to say.
Yeah, we're not from the country, so we can't say.
No, but him talking about eating raccoon.
It was incredible.
It's one of my favorite player interviews.
And even Amar St. Brown, because they're from like California, right? They were looking at him like
they had no idea. They're like, you eat raccoon, and they're like, where do you get it? And he's like, what do you mean? You kill it and scout and skin it? They're like, oh my god.
They're like, you mean from the trash, right? From the garbage can? Yep, that's right. Just like Sorrento. Anyway, he will not be playing. But
no.
Holy Cross Crusader Jalen Coker will.
Oh yes,
Jalen Coker, who had 80% of the snap, 80% of the snaps last week. The Bet Detective did some deep dive into him to see if he was a wide angle release. He indeed is not.
No.
He indeed is not. You never can tell though. Even though Jalen does throw you off. Obviously
you
tips you off. You got to check just in case.
And what's annoying is Wikipedia doesn't always have that answer for you.
No,
sometimes you got to go a little further.
But he's kind of bonding there with Bryce a little bit. He had 4 for 110 on a touchdown last week. Of course, 80 of it came on that play right before halftime down the street. But he has been getting, and now he will be the definite number 2 with obviously Thielen, who kind of blends in that 1A, 1B. He's got a low number at 42.5 yards for Jalen Coker. And a game that I think will be a shootout. I know this is the time to get back in on Carolina after they were the big favorite over Dallas, and we were all on top of them, and we realized that was the dumbest bet we've made maybe all season. Immediately into the game. Now,
So we were going back and forth on this on the podcast.
I felt terrible about it.
I ended up picking Arizona because I thought my read on the situation was that was the dream crusher game for them. That was their game where like, hey, we don't suck. We are going to win. We're favorites. We're going to pull this off.
Right.
And they still couldn't get it done.
I don't know. I think Carolina.
But Kyler Murray in the cold. I didn't feel great taking Arizona.
Carolina is kind of used to their dreams getting crushed though too. I mean that's not new. That's where they're comfortable getting dreams.
That is their sweet spot.
Right? Did you hear Kyler's press conference yesterday?
We played him. He's like 35 degrees.
Yeah,
like, shit. That's pretty cold.
He's like, I'm used to it. Why? How cold is it going to be?
Shit.
But anyway, Jalen Coker 42.5 yards. Holy Cross Crusader alone. I think it's even if you do like Arizona, and I'm fine if you like Arizona in this game. I still think it's gonna be a lot of points. I like the total's at 47.5. I think it's a smash overplay. By the way, this game. I think it'll be a lot of points in this.
I'm not much of a totals guy.
I know you're not a totals guy, but I love overs for teams that are out of it toward in the last month of the season as well too.
Fair.
Kramer, last prop. And then we got the ladders, we got the DGen only, we got the first touchdown, we got the underdog entry, plenty more.
It's been a little while since we've played an interception prop.
Ooh,
Sean,
are you going back?
Which, by the way, I'm not playing it, but in the Giants game, Drew Lock's interception prop -200. Michael Penix interception prop -105.
What? That's not true. That's
true.
not true. Now it's a fake.
That is true.
It's a fake number.
That is true. So if you're
Sean has hacked this, he's doing a Practical Jokers.
Honestly,
episode.
-105 for a guy playing his first game.
That's crazy.
there aren't many players with cheaper prices.
I know you already said it's history being made as 8.5 point favorites.
It is fun. I mean, a part of me wants to it's really a Sophie's choice where one of me wants to lean into the idea of Michael Penix destroying this Giants team, and then the other part is like you can't price a guy making his first NFL start this
-105. The Giants also have no interceptions, so it would be they have maybe 2 all year.
The unstoppable force meets the immovable object.
So that's not where I was going.
So wait, I was going to ask you. So you weren't joking? They have not gotten an interception this season.
They have 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
One was a deflection by a linebacker, and but yeah, -105. Again, there are only a couple guys with cheaper interception prices, which is insane.
First half Hail Mary.
It wasn't it was not a Hail Mary. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Now that we've talked about it, I have to play the Michael Penix interception.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, I love it. Of course. What great.
But the guy I was gonna the main play. So you just attach this one to the side of my under 227 passing yards. Geno Smith. He stayed clean a couple weeks. Boom. Throws a pick, gets hurt. He's going to be a statue against Brian Flores' defense. And they give us this -115 bullshit again. Honestly, this might be a game you circle both quarterbacks and say there's going to be an interception both ways. But yeah, Geno against this defense, interception loading. There you go.
Like it.
Love it, right? And I've added also Mike Evans anytime touchdown. So
there you
I'm
go.
up to eight props in the public file.
Wow.
Private stock will be released later in the week.
Private stock will be at the holiday party.
Oh, Sean, I mentioned a Moneyline parlay on the NFL Pick Show. And I get a DM from a guy. He's like, "When you drop in that Moneyline parlay?"
Yeah, you didn't release it, Ryan.
Put it in the YouTube comments.
Well, it's going to be definitely. I'll be talking about it VSiN Live. I'll bet it at the circus, so it'll become some good social content.
Great.
And for the pregame show. But I liked how this guy just slid in the DMs. He's like, "Where's that?
That's hilarious.
Where's that Moneyline parlay?"
I totally
bitch?
forgot you teased it and didn't
pay
it off.
It might be. It's going to be a nice size bet.
Well, a lot of handicappers like to pin it in the YouTube comments.
Well, I've been told by my advisors that I shouldn't post betting tickets because no matter how big the bet size is, people will take it the wrong way for the negative and the positive.
Makes
so
sense.
I don't want to shame anyone else's unit. So, but I will be releasing that.
No unit
parlay.
shaming in a lot.
Friday night. Tune into my social. Maybe a little live stream at the slot machine too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, now that's a tease. Yes.
I'd say
Twitch stream
I'll
that?
lock in like a 3 to 5 minute slot stream.
Wow. Yes.
Okay. Good reason to follow
Yeah.
Kramer, or maybe put it on that Gambling Podcast wherever at Kramer Centric. Check it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It will happen.
CJ, last of these these everyday milk toast props.
The
What do you
milk
got?
toast. Speaking of
The foundation, the
Right.
building blocks.
absolutely. Sorry, I had to clock my.
Yeah, do that again. It's a good audio.
That means
That means we're almost wrapping up, boys, and we're getting to the big ones.
I like it.
Big
Is fun to
dog.
do the paper on the table.
Well, as you know, I usually have the clipboard here, but as Kramer pointed out too, I brought the solid notepad.
Hold on, look
which-
how thick this is.
Yeah.
Where's this from, CJ?
This is absolutely thickness. I'm up in the
Show
game
the
here.
sideways. Look at that. Look, oh my God, look at that thing. I mean, look at the girth on that.
And this isn't full. This is half right through. I mean, he's usually come in like
my
that.
God.
Sure. And the paper alone.
We don't. Yeah, CJ doesn't mess around.
As you were here, I mean, you weren't here. Obviously,
Thick.
when I filled in here for the VSiN show when I was
so many
here,
papers.
I had about 60 of these, about a pad and a half spread all over. And I put Paulie to shame with the paper spread out on the desk. And I mean, this is thick.
This table has good paper.
This is Oakwood Tree
Yeah.
right here. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
it's
from
very nice.
Party Property. Shout
Very
out to them.
nice.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I like that.
Inspirations, manifestations, ideas. Yeah, calendar on the bottom, as you say.
Very nice.
But like you said, this is like your own clipboard. This is like it provides a surface. It's the bread bowl of paper where it provides your own table. You know, it provides your own like your own plate, whatever it is, and you can write and bounce on it. There's no let me write on your back. There's none of that. Sign a contract like that. I'm signing it right here on my own thick pad. Now that being said, got a vanilla one before I break out the ladders and parlays. We talked about that Packers Saints game. What did you say? Jordan loves the elements. Is that what we're worried about with that Green Bay Saints game?
It does seem like there could be some snow and very cold.
I guess so, but which I think still favors the Packers there. The Saints have given up.
Big time.
The Saints have given up. First of all, they're fragile. The Saints enjoy it. Spencer Rattler, we all know, private school, kind of the elitist in a camp, kind of a brat, if you will.
Oh yeah, he was a real dickhead in that TV show.
That clip. That's all I remember. Yeah, seeing that show as a high
Yeah,
school kid.
he came off as a real
Terrible.
He has overcome adversity. Well, so maybe that's changed the man.
All right, well, hopefully. Doesn't matter. This doesn't affect my play at all because the Saints give up the 5th most yards of receivers the last 5 weeks. Packer receivers, not easy to decipher. Some are on their way up, some are on the way down. You got to find the hot hand. Jaden Reed started out first 10 weeks amazing. Then he's been garbage the last as far as production wise. I'm saying it's garbage. They all produce in their own way. But Christian Watson, ever since the bye week,
He's back.
he is back.
Yeah, seriously.
Even with a goose egg in week 12, he's still averaging 77 yards a game the last 5 weeks. That's pretty insane.
He might actually be good.
Yeah, he might actually be good.
You got that German hamstring.
I was just gonna say, before McCaffrey, he went over to Germany and got the
got a new hammer.
right, got a brand new hamstring management, if you will, corporation. They got a total at 46.5. I don't mind this at all because he either crushes that or he doesn't come close to it. You know what I mean? Like he either gets shut out or he's gonna have 80, 90, 100 yards, something like that. He averaged 77 because he's a deep threat. He gets those in 2 catches. So 46.5 yards. I like Christian Watson. He's the guy you want. Jordan Love. This Packer offense is just hitting on all cylinders right now. How do you not want to get this? What are they like 14.5 in this game? This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been running the ball well.
Sure, Jacob's been awesome,
but still, yeah, no, them throwing all over the place makes sense in the cold weather there. Trey McBride. We keep talking about Trey McBride. Is this the game? He's going to get the touchdown. I don't want to mess with that. Just give me Trey McBride over 70.5 receiving yards. Panthers not good against the tight end. I don't want to mess with the touchdown.
I thought I was wondering what you were about to
I do think this might be the time he scores a touchdown this week because
a receiving touchdown or another rushing.
It doesn't
matter.
matter. I don't have to decide that.
Okay.
Because Kyler put it on his Instagram. He's going to see the end zone soon. He said
soon.
So I do think it's this week, but the Trey McBride price for a guy who has not scored a touchdown is insane. Because
he gets so much volume.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
So you're not getting any value out of like picking the game that he actually gets the touchdown. I think he will get the touchdown, but I'm not betting it. I'd rather just bet the receiving yards.
What's his price this week for a touchdown?
It's like I'll pull it up, but it's like low 200s. It's
no, it's like plus 130 or
right.
something like
Yeah,
that.
hold
like,
on.
Like you were right. It's crazy for a guy who hasn't scored. Like at 200, I would throw something on there.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, plus 125. I looked at it. I go, what are you talking about? He has one touchdown. It was a rushing touchdown. Plus 125. I mean, that's why I'd rather play the receiving yards. 4-1 to the over.
Yeah, you know that's coming.
Yeah. The only one that has lost in the last 5 games was a 70-yard game. He's a huge part of the offense. He's getting it in good game scripts and bad game scripts, whatever it is. Trey McBride is getting his come Sunday. So Trey McBride over 70.5 receiving yards.
Nice.
Thanks. Hey, we got ladder. We got DGen only. We got the Saturday first touchdown games or bets. Before we do, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code SGPN. Get your 100% deposit match up to $1,000. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Get you some pick'ems. Like I said, I was just playing with the streaks. That's really fun. The in-game. I'm sure they're going to be offering more and more boosts. Anytime there's a big event, college football playoff, NFL playoffs, I'm sure they'll have some boosts. NBA in-season tournament, they were doing boosts. They're always giving you some nice profit boosts. So head over to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code SGPN. And reminder, if you haven't already signed up, what are you waiting for? sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFP. Get in. $1,000 up for grabs. The college football playoff challenge, completely free. $1,000 winner take all. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFP. Kramer.
I can't wait to play Cam Scattaboo in the first touchdown markets.
Oh, love it. Well, since you mentioned it,
wait.
First touchdown markets. What do you got for Saturday? What are your? Let's do the first game, the early game, and then we'll do the late game. Chiefs Texans first touchdown. What do you like?
All right, so you have to play the tight end versus the Chiefs. I think you got to play Cade Stover 55-1.
Not playing Cade Stover.
You're not playing.
No. Okay. I'm clear. I'll play.
Is it your turn to give out the first touchdown right now?
No.
Okay.
Go for it, Ryan.
Cade Stover 55-1. Dalton Schultz 22-1. Flip it around. We're gonna play Hollywood Brown 30-1, and I got a sneaky suspicion CJ Stroud almost fully back into a pumpkin. KC defense 39-1.
Ooh, that one's fun.
Nice screwball there.
Yeah.
CJ, what do you got for first touchdown Chiefs Texans?
For that game, I went Dalton Schultz. Of course,
Yeah.
you got to do the opposite tight end, and the Chief I've been riding pretty much all year. Noah Gray.
Yeah,
who is
he already had it?
I mean, he's basically replacing Kelsey in front of our eyes.
He really is, and he keeps getting prices like this deep tight end too. I mean, he's not like blocking tight end prices, but like he should be getting Kelsey numbers, is what I'm trying to say. The way they go to him, and he is.
They love him in the red zone.
He's 8 plus 1,800 on bet on my bookie for a first touchdown. I mean, he should be. I think he should be around between 8 and 11. So plus 1,800 Noah Gray.
CJ exposed a little bit of his first touchdown model there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like a nip slip.
Well, what's Kelsey? I think he should be a little a tick
They
higher.
should definitely be close.
He should be a tick higher than Kelsey. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm with I'm just following what's going on in the chat, and the fact that Trey McBride is plus 125 and Mike Evans is plus 105
Right.
for anytime touchdown. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is funny like Instagram comments move markets in modern day betting here. So yes, I am playing Dalton Schultz 22-1. I'm also playing Hollywood Brown 30-1. Like the hey, he's back, let's get him involved angle. And then another guy that seems to have some moments where he pops up, like the price. Texans aren't good against a receiver. Give me Justin Watson 39-1. That feels like a pretty nice price there. Kramer, what do you got for the late game? Steelers Ravens.
Sorry, I was getting a bunch of DMs. Apparently, I scheduled my first touchdown post to go out next week, so almost made a made a mistake.
Wow.
Don't worry, I fixed it. First touchdown for the late game or the afternoon game. That's right during the same time as the college football playoff on TNT or Max. All right, so this is mostly just to talk about how sharp I am. I'll give Sean some credit too because we co-own the team, but. It was my pick, Devontae Walker, 75-1. If you haven't already read about it, because I'm sure everyone reads through every coach's press conference transcript, but Harbaugh actually designed the play personally that they ran where Walker scored the touchdown. He's apparently one of Harbaugh's favorite guys. He's 70. He just got a touchdown. He's 75-1.
That's crazy
to get the first touchdown here. He's not playing a ton of snaps, but come on, if the coach is designing a play to get you a touchdown, Lamar Jackson 12-1. Now that Lamar has been called out by family members,
yep.
He's going after the MVP too. I think that's low key what's actually happening.
Oh, okay.
The only stat.
What's his MVP price right now?
6-1. The only stat that Lamar Jackson trails Josh Allen in wins and rushing touchdowns. Every other major.
Yeah, I still think. Yeah,
not the 1 seed though, or the 2 seed.
Right.
That's the biggest problem. All right. On the other side, so Lamar Jackson 12-1. Well, again, the price is leaking out, but he's in FU mode. On the other side, what receivers are we going to play who are going to be the deep threat because George Pickens isn't out there in this game? Well, I think very clearly Van Jefferson, he just runs routes to run routes. He barely gets a target. Throw him to the side, but he's out there all the time. Calvin Austin, he's the conventional answer. He's out there all the time too. Throw him to the side. There's a 3-man weave between Mike Williams, Scotty Miller, and Ben Skowronek. I'm taking Mike Williams out of there because his price is short. His price is closer to Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson. So let's throw him out. Scotty Miller 46-1, Ben Skowronek 71. Boom.
Scotty Miller got tossed in there.
Yeah. Well, he runs the deep stuff.
No, it's interesting because I brought it up during rehearsal and I got it shut down. And
what do you mean you got shut down?
I almost got the no. Don't even go.
I was like, you got to go. No. You got to go Skowronek over Scotty Miller in my. Or
don't even go there. He's never even seen the field. I was told. I was laughed at.
From me or Sean?
I mean, there's so many voices coming from the other rooms. We all have our own. We're all locked in with our headphones. We don't know.
Scotty Miller has a lot of zero catch games.
Yeah, he sure does.
Skowronek, I have slightly higher above him. And Ryan, I'll pick up where you left off.
I would say this though: Scotty Miller runs two things. One, our lads who has a guy locked in a room updating depth charts. That's all he does in life. Scotty Miller's the direct backup for George Pickens. 2, Scotty Miller of Mike Williams, Scotty Miller, Ben Skowronek. Scotty Miller has run the most deep stuff and been targeted the most deep down the field, which was interesting to me. So
I'm not tossing Calvin Austin to the side. I like him at 17-1.
Great price, Sean.
Okay.
No, it is.
I like Calvin Austin at 17-1. I also like Darnell Washington. He got a 4-target game last time they played.
What's his number?
He's 50-1. So I'm gonna keep.
They're letting him get backed out towards 100-1 again.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep riding and hoping I hit here with Darnell Washington. On the other side, I'm with you, Kramer. Devontae Walker 75-1, and then Justice Hill 24-1. Him, catching a little screen pass, breaking a couple tackles. That's kind of how I see it. CJ, what do you got?
Well, no, it's fine. Justice Hill just makes me sad because last week, of course, I touted the Justice Hill rushing props versus the Giants, and it was a big to do. And then last second, out of nowhere, right at the buzzer, Sean goes, "Have you thought about Justice Hill receiving ladders?" Just because we hit that earlier in the year, and I was like, "Yeah, of course, why not? Why don't I think that?" And then we went over it. Kramer's like, the Giants if they give up, it's going to be on the rush like that. And of course, the receiving ladder.
Oh no!
Receiving ladder went all the way to the top.
Oh no!
Justice Hill last week, not as much. Although I will say he still hit the ground floor in the rushing. I'm not saying he didn't hit the ground floor, but the ladder certainly didn't come through.
But, it wasn't perfection.
All right, so that one makes me feel sad. I got PTSD from that, so I obviously can't bring up Justice Hill. I had Mike Williams scratched out, but I got shamed again with the number. The Deli Lamar will not give out a bad number.
I'm just telling you why I didn't.
Scotty Miller might step in for Pickens, but he's not going to catch that moon ball like a Mike Williams would if for Russell Wilson comes.
Well,
I mean that brand
different level of athletes coming off the bus.
A different brand, and then there's a different brand of ball coming out of that Russell Wilson's in. But you're right. I saw him at 20-1, 25-1. Mike Williams, maybe not the greatest number. Tell you what, wow, what are we talking about when we're talking about Steelers Ravens? Watching the Hard Knocks. This game is going to be for the division. The Steelers. It's amazing. They can lose this game and still win the division pretty easily if they win the final 2 out. But of course, everything's gonna be on the line. And I see another Steelers Ravens slobber knocker coming out. Both defenses, 35-1, 38-1.
Come on.
I mean, what are we talking about? This is gonna be a black and blue type game on a Saturday, isolate on its own, the way they always are. This is Steelers Ravens. Remember, we just got fooled by this like 3 weeks ago when the total was like 50.
Yep.
We're like, oh,
16.
yeah,
2 touchdowns
right,
here,
exactly.
2 touchdowns.
Right.
There's gonna be and do we have a price for no touchdowns?
Yeah,
Now
that's what I'm saying.
last time Steelers won without a touchdown, Ravens were the only team that had a touchdown.
And that came at the very end with a missed 2-point conversion.
It'll probably they'll be.
And that was Boswell 6 field goals or whatever it was. I mean, yeah. So I mean, why wouldn't this be another violent fist fight between two brothers or a rock fight, whatever you want to call it? So defensive touchdowns, even toss in a no touchdown, put a number on there, put me on the board for that.
Play the alt field goals all the way up.
Yes.
I don't. I just jumped in on one place. Did not see the no touchdown, but we'll try and track down a price on that because I think that's interesting.
And I'll remind us of our words. We were watching it all here, that game at the studio here. We're saying, I can't believe I fell for this of the Ravens having no defense and scoring 40 a game. Of course, this is how this game is going to be.
It's going to be a shootout,
right? 18-15.
It's the worst thing that can happen. Is when you do the whole like you get a little cute because you gotta always zig a little bit and then it's just exactly what you expect. It's like,
right.
You're trying to get ahead of it and then no, it's the same thing it's always is. It's Steelers Ravens.
Almost reminds me of Army Navy last week. Of course Navy's going to win this game. They're the dog.
Yes.
That's what happens.
The over did come in.
Over did come
over
in.
was it was a historic over.
But by Navy putting up 30, that was crazy. I thought Army would put up 30.
All right, let's go up the ladder, climb the beanstalk. I'll pick up off the Steelers game because Calvin Austin receiving yards ladder. He had 65 last game against a much better secondary. Now you're going up against the Ravens, 4th in the league in yards allowed to the receiver. 60 is plus 265, 74-1, 86-1, 99-1. I think Russ will spread it around, but I think if there's some deep middle stuff, deep sideline stuff, Calvin Austin is the guy. Him getting in that 80 to 90 range feels doable. So yeah, give me Calvin Austin receiving yards ladder. Kramer, what do you like?
So you could build some nice scaffolding.
Ooh.
Next to the bonus ladder because it was always going to be a Jerome Ford receiving yards ladder. 25 yards is plus 125, 40 yards is plus 330, 50 yards plus 550, 60 yards is 9-1. You heard the prices from CJ earlier on the catch props. I just think the volume of targets is going to be there with DTR in this spot. I think a lot of the stuff that has been making the offense look better over the last couple of weeks, Jerry Jeudy, speed stuff, that's all Jameis. He's not doing that. There's going to be some, when the pressure hits because he causes the pressure, he gets frantic. There's going to be a lot of dump off to Ford. And I think the biggest thing here is this is priced off of Ford not playing the amount of snaps he's going to play in this game. He's going to play a lot of snaps. So I guess we'll just do, we'll do the receiving yards and the receptions. And then what I would say is as you go up, you parlay the pairs together.
Pair parlay.
So you go like 3.5 with 25, 4.5 with 39. You just kind of walk it up.
Dare I say? I mean, this is.
Well, at the top you'll have like a 9-1 with a 9-1, or no? You said a 17-1. So
right.
You're talking. I mean, what 170 to 1, 180 to 1. I mean, come on.
But I'm just envisioning a fruit ladder as you're picking pears going up the tree, and your pear, when you
is that code for something?
When you got receptions and reception yards.
Oh, and just
pair parlay. I'm just picturing you in the ladder. This is for AI art later on, but yeah.
Oh, love the AI art.
All right.
Me and while you're talking, I'm gonna have Grok draw that.
Grok, please draw this up. CJ, what do you got for a ladder for the good folks?
Grok just sponsored the LA Bowl yesterday.
Oh, nice work, Grok.
Yeah, way to go.
Grok Spike. I wonder if Grok can do that.
All right, I'm going to go to that Sunday night game, which is not flexed out, even though tonight's game was flexed from a Sunday afternoon. But yeah, they want to throw Homer Simpson under the bus. Another Dallas Cowboy game. Of course, I'm not going with any Cowboys. I learned my lesson there at this show. But the Dallas is giving up. We already talked about their defense. I mean, you can attack their defense anyway. You can talk it rushing or receiving. I'm going to go with receiving. They give up the 6th most yards to wide receivers all year long. And Jalen McMillan, the rookies, finally coming out in the year, and he's not obviously their number 2. Not only is he their number 2, obviously clearly behind Mike Evans, but he's finally coming to his own. And there's going to be at least it's trending, no Cade Otton either this week. He's missed the last 2 days of practice. Even if he does play, he'll be definitely hindered. And
it's a big one.
Yeah, that's huge. McMillan's last 2 games, 4 for 59, a couple touchdowns, 5 for 75 and a touchdown, 25 and 23% snap share, high of the season. His ladder starts off at a measly 35.5 yards.
Really?
Low prop. Yeah. For Jalen McMillan.
Jalen McMillan. The one that played with Michael Penix. The one of the 3 NFL receivers Michael Penix had in college.
Yeah.
Behind that offensive line of 5th-year seniors.
I mean,
interesting.
Incredible. He's easily the best one, right? Over Dunze and Polk, McMillan, for crying out loud.
I think Dunze will be the guy, but McMillan has had some games, man.
Yeah, and he the injury I think kind of derailed him a little bit as a rookie, but
now he's coming on and he's at the right time. And I don't mind a guy who's been injured midway of the season, get some rest. He got a fresh body out there. So like we said, 75 yards last week, 60 yards is plus 300, 70 yards, which he did last week, plus 475.
Yeah.
80 yards, 7-1, 90 yards, 10-1 for Jalen McMillan, and a couple of those. Oh my gods! When I was looking at Bet Online, when they, all the way to the roof, the Jersey drones.
Well, be careful.
Slotting them.
Be careful. Those drones are searching for people talking about it.
Well, we all know Aaron Rodgers is contacting him.
Well, that's probably why he's going to get his ass beat. He's
meditating.
If you wanted to go crazy, 106 yards, 2,200 to 1, or plus 22, 23. 116 yards, 39 to 1.
My God.
I mean, he can't get 115 yards for crying out loud versus sorry Dallas Cowboys offense. And we all know Baker back down. He's from Texas, right? Did he go to East Lake High School?
Yeah.
Right? And
he was born in Austin.
Yeah, 5A state champion. Oklahoma. He's gonna love Jerry World. Put on a show. I mean, I think Tampa Bay puts on a show. Baker Mayfield show.
Let's go.
Yes.
I like
finally an anti-Cowboys take.
Let's go, CJ.
I did look up Cooper. I tell you what, Cooper does have a nice. Cooper Rush does have a nice matchup, but I couldn't go back.
No. Stop the presses right now.
All right. So what do you want to do? Underdog and then DJ and parlay. So underdog. Let's get a little underdog entry going. Ooh, look at this! I got a 30% profit boost. Underdog fantasy promo code SGPN. That's always nice to see in the kitty. Kramer, you have the honors. What are we starting off with?
Do we want to do a Bucky Irving?
Sure.
I mean, it sounds like we're all in agreement that the Bucks could be winning this game.
Yes.
Have some additional rushing attempts. Plus, I guess I could play this whatever way people want. Rushing yards, fantasy points, attempts.
Let's just do rushing yards, right? Isn't that the simplest?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, always.
Bucky Irving higher 56.5
I like
rushing yards.
What's his longest rush? Just out of curiosity.
It's a good question. Let me see if that's if they list that,
because that hits a lot. Longest rush versus Dallas too. Like
longest rush is 13.5.
I'll be playing that in my
so
personal
switching it.
My personal stock, I will definitely be playing. I'm not trying to sway.
No. We shouldn't play.
Yeah.
We shouldn't switch it.
I'm not trying to induce
that'd
action.
That'd be comical if he got 100 yards and didn't have a long run. We don't need to do that.
I'm not trying to induce action.
So Bucky Irving higher 56.5 rushing yards. CJ, what's your underdog entry here?
How about this one? Early Saturday game there. Patrick Mahomes will be playing football apparently, but he will. I mean, he's got a high ankle sprain. I feel like he's going to be kind of a wounded duck back there. How about some Texan sacks props there, or even an interception? Depends on how juicy we want to get. Will Anderson's sack over half of a sack is a little over high. It's like 1.09. But I was even looking at if you want to get really juicy, Derek Stingley's been amazing this year. An interception for him, I believe, is 3.1. If we wanted to go that, I don't want to step on.
I know
you have interception savants here in the comment there.
No, I like this. I don't think Sean, have we played a interception? I don't believe we played a single.
So Derek Stingley higher a half defensive interception.
Yeah, 3.1.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't even know if we need. Well, yeah, sure. I'll toss one in.
And what were you finish the sentence you were about to say?
I said I don't
need any more.
Already pretty high.
When have we ever needed any of this? Well,
all right. Let's see. I'm trying to. I hit on Darnell Washington. They don't have his. They don't have his stuff up. Only touchdown. Which I want to keep it with. Let's go. Actually, James Conner. Ryan, we talked about James Conner on the
we haven't really. We've not really talked about him.
That's
on this
interesting.
Show.
Yeah, because he should be a beast this week. He's a beast every week. It seems like, but
let's just keep it simple. James Conner. You know what? We'll do James Conner longest rush. 6. Well, actually, 80.5. Because I remember I looked up his price. 80.5.
What's his
rushing yards?
What's his attempts?
Oh yeah, maybe that's easier. Do we have his attempts? Longest reception, fumbles lost. No attempts. We'll just take 80.5 rushing yards. James Conner higher. Derek Stingley higher interception. Bucky Irving higher 56.5 rushing yards.
Won't that be a great sweat if we get that Stingley pick early going into the weekend?
Amazing sweat.
Right.
$100 entry with the 30% profit boost that I have in my queue. $23.95.
Hear that flex? That I have in my queue.
Well, I don't want to speak for everyone. I don't know how they reward it. I'm guessing you probably have some boosts in your old underdog entry there. All right. Last but not least,
You know I'm a degenerate.
Little D-Gen parlay, little long shot. Kramer, what do you got? And we got it. Kickoff's happening.
So very simple. 2 guys, 2 touchdowns each. Chig, Jerome Ford, 431 to 1.
Oh my God!
For me, I'll just do Colton Strange, 2 touchdowns, 43 to 1. That's all I need.
What is that?
It's a 43 to 1.
Is that the appetizer?
All right.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Some people have a full meal of appetizers, Sean.
Well, I feel bad because I'm hitting the 2 touchdown stuff on VSiN, and I want to make sure the podcast people get the Colton Strange 2 touchdowns. So give me Colton Strange 2 tutties.
When I said the Chig thing out loud, I realized I can no longer. I burned it for VSiN, so I had to.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Colton Strange 2 touchdowns, 43 to 1. CJ, what do you got?
Well, I got plenty of 2 touchdowns, plenty of single touchdowns. Feel free to take them all on VSiN. Steal them because I'm of course the laddie daddy and pleaser segment guy on VSiN. So I will not feel upset if you take my intellectual property and touchdown plays because I have so many of them.
Sounds like CJ wants to come on and show everyone his team.
I don't know. I'm not saying I'm
more of a TD guy.
I'm not saying I'm morally against your segment, but I do I have conflicting interests with that thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just based on the merch alone, I didn't appreciate it.
Show them your TDs, CJ.
You heard me during rehearsal making all kinds of noises with the odds coming out.
Yeah, CJ will just be at the laptop and go, oh
man. Well, the wheel would start. Well, the wheel would start tomorrow. The wheel would start spinning, and as Kramer said, they're calling the humans.
Yeah,
that's when the machine's got to call the human when the odds I put up there. Looking at
do you not get some level of reward from causing the prop engine to think longer?
And then it's kind of like the old days when your credit card would be spinning like, oh, I hope this goes through. This credit card is be embarrassing. This I'm like, come on, I hope they'll reject this bet. Give me a number on this. But I got it right. So I almost don't know which way to do it. There's 2 for 2 touchdowns. I got 3 for 1 touchdown. I got 2 separate. I mean, I'm all over I have so many of these.
CJ, it almost looks like a student.
It's like someone at tax time, just
painting,
looking over their
notes.
I can't believe some of this is real.
Like, where was that write-off I had? I know it was. By the way, if you add Josh Jacobs 2 touchdowns to my parlay while CJ's thinking it, it stretches it out to 1,400 to 1.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Oh my God.
Now I remember when Justin Herbert first came back from his ankle there, people were afraid to touch his rushing stats and things like that. Even Purdy were like, they're like, no way would he want to run the ball. But they came back with even more. They shoot him up with something, and they come back with even more vengeance to run the ball. And Herbert scored a touchdown. I was tilted on that. Shout out tonight, by the way. I got a duck quarterback parlay of Bo Nix and Herbert tonight, by the way. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. AOC coming back, like we said, from that Aircast 10 days ago. He's coming back because he needs a job. He's coming back with a vengeance. His anytime touchdowns plus 750. His 2 touchdowns is 64 to 1. 2 touchdowns for AOC, 64 to 1. You parlay that with a first time starter who I know he's already said earlier in the show that he's not athletic, but that might have come from a biased fan. He is an older man. I understand that. But Michael Penix is anytime touchdown. You're talking about a first time starter. What happens when things get a little rushed in front of them? Yes, they'll jump off to the backs and tight ends, but they're also going to take off and they're going to score.
Yeah, no. For the time you're making your first start is when you're most likely to score a rushing touchdown.
Absolutely. And this is what we're going to. And this, when you look at these numbers, you're never going to find again. Michael Penix plus 900 for an anytime, 7,900 for 2 touchdowns.
No.
You combined AOC 2 touchdowns, Michael Penix 2 touchdowns. That's 5,200 to 1. 5,200 to 1.
calm down, CJ.
You want one that really spun the machine where they're like, we're not even going to take a dollar bet on this.
Yeah.
Well, then I went with your guy Drew Lock.
No,
Okay.
2 tutties.
2 tutties. He's 5,400 for 2 tutties.
Oh, I like that.
He's 650 for 1 tutty. The 3 of them for 2 tutties. That's 286,000 to 1.
Well, I can see why the machine broke.
Right. But here's my favorite: 638 to 1. 1 touchdown each.
Oh, okay. This feels attainable.
Penix, Lock, AOC.
Penix, Lock, AOC.
That's 638 to 1.
Okay.
Now, if you want to make it more reasonable, you can go Lock DTR. I
never
had that
want
somewhere.
to make things more reasonable.
All right. Well, Lock 2 touchdowns and DTR 2 touchdowns is 1,600 to 1.
Let's get it.
That we can do. 2 touchdowns for DTR is 16 to 1, by the way.
All right, let's go.
Well, hold on. I'm
yes.
actually. I was just inspired. If you could just and CJ start wrapping the show up. Wrapping the show up.
MyBookie.ag promo code SGPN. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Get in on the merch.
Yes.
Always enjoy that. And the College Football Playoff Challenge. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/CFP. You get a $1,000 grand prize if you win it all. Winner take all. You get rhythm. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/RATHMM. Get your 7-day free trial. Rebet promo code SGPN in the App Store, and subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs.
Bottom Line Bombs.
Sullivan.
Why don't we get a clipboard merch or something, or maybe even a thick notepad merch?
I like it.
I know. The notepads, the notebooks have been in the gambler Twitter sphere. We have GRP promoting.
GRP loves
Luigi also had
branded,
one. Right.
Very pro notebook.
Luigi.
Yeah, that's why I went with the clipboard. As I said earlier, clipboards are what separate the sociopaths from the savants.
Estimate just cashed the first touchdown, so I was not on that. Kramer, did you have? You didn't have Estimate.
Lame. That's extremely.
Yeah, that was a little too chalky for
Estimate first touchdown.
Yeah. Broncos out to a 7-0 lead. Kramer?
I was going to say Jerome Ford 2 touchdowns with the receptions and the Bengals laying the points is 42 to 1.
Ooh.
If you're into that kind of thing.
All right.
If you're into that kind of thing.
I can get into that.
Hey, tune in to the VSiN show, 11 o'clock East, VSiN.com, or the VSiN Watch app or YouTube TV.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Oh, see you in Vegas.
Kramer, let it rap.